If you are struggling or feeling drained because of the hard work that you need to do, and you want to make it more easy while still producing the same or even better results, then I have a very simple 3-step FFF system to make the hard work feel easy. But I didn't just figure this out overnight. Do you know the feeling of thinking that you're finally finished after all this time? To then figure out that you are nowhere near finished and still have a long draining way to go? Well, yeah, that was me a couple months ago. For the past 21 years of my existence in this planet, I have always been a creative person. From creating YouTube gaming videos, to photography, to graphic design, 3D art, and even music. Luckily, since I'm a very sentimental person, I have always saved all of those files in my 11-year-old HDD, so that I can always look back on it and even show my kids in the future. The problem is, the lifespan of a HDD is 5 years. My HDD could die any second now. So I wanted to create a structured 3-to-1 backup system of all my creative endeavors and also all of my photos that I took on my phone. Because I don't know if y'all are sentimental persons, but just the thought of me losing all of that data because of a died HDD, it would just haunt me for the rest of my life. But the problem that I had when starting this project is that I underestimated the amount of data that I had. 21 years worth of data. You know how much that is? And luckily everything was saved in one place, so in one HDD, but the structure of that HDD was all over the place because I structured my files differently 10 years ago than now. And don't even get me started with the photo album. I just tossed the entire SD card of my Android phone into the HDD without deleting a single photo or video. So I had to manually delete all of those old photos and videos one by one. So I first began with the photos and videos, because that would be the most difficult task. So I just clicked on the random photo album and I saw 3,000 photos in it. I'm not gonna lie with y'all, I looked at it with a 1,000-yard stare. But the job had to be finished, so I spent an entire 2 weeks deleting photos, tagging photos, and changing the date of wrong photos. I was finally done after an exhausting 2 weeks constantly just doing that. It felt like such a big weight went off my shoulders knowing that I didn't have to work on such a big folder again. Because there can't possibly be another folder with that many photos in it, right? Right? The next folder that I clicked on had more than 3,000 photos in it. You're telling me that I had to do all of this all over again, and even more? I just couldn't believe it. I thought that I had just climbed an entire mountain, but all this time I just climbed a tiny little hill at the bottom of the mountain. So out of curiosity, I looked at the other photo albums because, Bro, there were multiple albums with that many photos in it. I then realized I had to find a better way to do this, because I knew it was gonna take a long and draining process, so I had to find a way to make it as easy as possible for me. After 6 months of experimenting with different techniques to try to make my life a little bit easier with the backup project, I have created the FFF system that you can also implement to make your hard work easier. I'll first explain what the FFF system is, and then I'm gonna explain how you can implement it on your workflow. The FFF system is a combination of 3 psychological triggers that you probably already know of that help you work in a more optimized way. They all work each on their own, but the problem is that just doing one of them is usually not as efficient than just doing all 3 of them in order. Once you combine those 3 in a cocktail, you become the most optimized to make hard work feel easy. We first start by eating the frog, doing the hard thing first thing in the morning. If you had given a chance to eat a delicious cake, but you also have to eat a frog, would you eat the frog before or after? The most logical answer is before, because that's just the most disgusting thing to do. But afterwards, you can just remove that crazy taste by eating a delicious cake. If you first eat the cake, you're not even gonna enjoy it because you know that this delicious taste will just get removed the moment that you need to eat the frog afterwards. This and the fact that willpower is not linear but exponential. In the beginning of the day, you are at peak willpower because nothing had distracted or made you tired yet. Along the way, you will get distracted and more tired because of your activities. And your insulin crashes after eating. So by doing the hardest thing first thing in the morning, you make it just easier for both your mind and your body to do the hard task. Talking about insulin crash, the next step is fasting. Fasting helps because 1, your body uses a lot of energy to digest food, so the energy that is needed in your cognitive mind will be diverse to also digest the food. And you usually will have an insulin crash after eating something that is carb heavy, which breakfast usually is. By just fasting until you are finished doing the hard work, you make it way easier for your body to actually stay focused on the hard work. The last step is Fortnite. Or not actually Fortnite, but a leisure activity of your choice. I just like Fortnite as a leisure activity. This helps your mind give the extra motivation because it uses a reward system. If you do this good behavior, you get this good reward. This will not only boost your energy to want to finish the hard work, but also make you faster because you are looking forward to the leisure activity afterwards as a reward. The way you implement it is really simple. Every night before you go to sleep, spend 5 minutes to answer these 3 questions. What is the hardest task that I need to do tomorrow? How long am I going to work on it until I will eat? And what is the leisure activity that I'll get as a reward for finishing my hard work? Now you have made working hard easier, which is great. But the problem is that sometimes you don't even want to do the hard work. It's not about how easy or hard it is, you're just not motivated to do anything at all. In this video, I'll explain why you struggle to stay motivated and how to actually fix it. Click here, join the Discord, link in bio, see you later.